Alright, this one was requested, one of the older Angry Video Game Nerd videos, Dracula. I've never really watched Angry Video Game Nerd. I have heard some things, some controversies lately of how the channel's gone, but I don't really know all that. But this was, recommended, so we're just gonna watch this. I'm not really sure what to expect, except apparently a bunch of Dracula stuff. Let's go. Why is it on 360? Oh yeah, that's like the highest it could go back then. Fucking hell. God, I was like so confused why. I was like, is my internet messing up? Because the video would only load the 360 and it's like, oh, this is from like a bajillion years ago when that was like the highest video you could like
Oh, another night. Shitty games.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've heard about Angry Video Game Nerd.
I had so fucking many.
Like, his old stuff is still good, but the newer stuff is kinda...
It's a sacrifice to the soul, and it's sucking me dry.
My god, hold it. Again? You guys can't see it. Twitch is like blocking it from you. But I got another, this like, what is this one, number 3? 3 or 4? Chat, where it's like, do you want more viewers and to rank higher on the Twitch list? You can visit the website blah 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 at blah blah blah. It's like, what the, leave me alone. I like how it says likely harasser. Like, this is, it's a fucking harasser. Twitch, thanks for blocking it, but you don't have to have likely in there. It's spam. They're spamming me.
It's Dracula.
I don't know why. I don't know why they're spamming me tonight.
Think of the Castlevania series, but I
haven't had one of those chat messages in a while.
Our first exhibit is the count on the VIC-20. And what the fuck is a VIC-20? Well, it's an old Commodore computer from 1980. Thought the Commodore 64 was primitive? Well, check out the VIC-20. Look at that cartridge. That's what you call a game. Trying to jam the fucker in is a real bitch. Even worse than the Intellivision. It's like trying to stick your dick in a Cheerio.
What the fuck?
Are non-existent
if your dick fits in a Cheerio, you got more problems than you think.
It's afternoon
I'm
and
just
I
saying.
overslept. What shall I do now? I'm gonna write, get out of bed. Don't know what out is. What shall I do now? Wake up. Don't know how to wake something.
God.
I don't know what to tell it, but I have the instructions.
I've never played one of those games.
So let's try.
Where it was basically just a keyboard.
Can't do that yet. Oh, so you're teasing me. Go. I also need a direction. Go right. Don't know what right is. Go left. Don't know what left is. Eat pillow. Yuck. Okay, so I ate the pillow. I didn't expect that. Get up. I'm in a bedroom. Closed window, brass bed, north. Okay. Go north. What shall I do now? Okay, so I went north. What did that do? Go east? Okay, what shall I do now? Go east again? Use 1 or 2 words only. Oh, okay, I'll give you 2 words. Fuck you. Don't know how to fuck something.
Okay, this is how you know it was an old game. Because they were not careful with this shit. They were not careful. They tried to pretend to be occasionally, but this shit was all brand new. Just all out there. It was the Wild Wild West times of video games.
Next up, Dracula on the Intellivision.
What's cool about this game is that you actually play as Dracula. Now I'm trying it out on the Intellivision 2. It's basically just a redesigned model, which you think would be an improvement, but what in the holy mother of ass is this? If the old Intellivision had a simple plug, why does the newer model have a big fat ass AC adapter? Anyway, you leave your
I hate it
grave and
when
you go around
something
sucking
comes with
people's
those
blood, which is
humongous
kinda cool.
humongous
Dracula
blocks.
has a big mouth like Pac-Man. The only thing you can't kill are the wolves and the police who throw wooden stakes. You can turn into a bat and fly away, but then a vulture comes after you. And the only way to kill the police is to transform people into zombies and send them after. But to control the zombie, you have to pick up the other controller while controlling Dracula at the same time. So it's like Raiders of the Lost Ark, you really need a second player. The instruction manual text is pretty funny. You say you're always thirsty, Count Dracula, the police harass you and birds and
Dracula
animals are
be
unfriendly and you're allergic to the
thirsty.
sun? Well, my man, I'd say you've got some grave problems. Who would call Dracula my man? Next we have Drax Night Out on the NES. Now this game was never released, so what I'm holding is a rare reproduction cartridge, which is the only way it can be played. There's also a big promotion for sneakers, the Reebok pumps. You play as Dracula trying to leave his castle in the middle of the night to find his lady love Mina. There's a bunch of villagers who kill Dracula by simply touching him. I don't know what kind of sense that makes, but your only method of attack is waving a medallion or shaking some object. I really don't know what it's supposed to be, but if you use it on someone, it hypnotizes them. It may seem simple, but you don't always have this item. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I think it has something to do with the blood meter, but I really don't know. So you can't count on it most of the time, so you have to flick switches which either control barriers to block your enemies or activate traps. Rolling balls, Frankenstein monsters, ghosts, or dropping chandeliers. So you need a lot of strategy to use these traps at the right time. When you stun people, you can suck their blood, and I think you can turn into a bat, but I've never seen it happen. But your only real power-ups are the Reebok pumps. They let you run faster and jump higher. You really need to get these shoes, because without them, you get your ass handed to you.
That's what I call a power-up, and that's what I call a promotion. Reebok pumps. You ain't shit without it. Pump it up and air it out.
The game also has a time limit, which is a real pain in the ass. If you get stuck on the stairs, you're dead. You can't drop down or you die, so those stairs are your worst enemy. Fuck!
Even though it pisses me off, I can't really complain because this game was never released. It's like somebody took a shit and buried it and then someone else decided to dig it up. It's like, what do you expect? All right, on the Game Boy Color, let's try out Dracula Crazy Vampire. What kind of title
Suddenly
is that?
feel your age again.
Dracula's a vampire, and he's crazy, sure.
He's crazy.
Sounds like Phantom of the Opera.
Dracula be thirsty for that pickle.
Anyway, it's a typical overhead action exploration game. Yeah, there's not really much to say. What's Dracula's deal? He's got a big head and his face, he's like, duh. It's kind of redundant and there's no map, so I really don't know where I'm supposed to go. Just going around throwing bats at dogs. That's real creative.
Like, I know these are a bunch of the older games, but no lie, if they made like a legit Dracula game in these, like, I don't know if I'd trust any of the AAA, quadruple A companies right now, but like a really dedicated indie studio, like they could make a fucking bomb ass Dracula video game. Like, if done right, depends on what genre they'd go with though, but if done right, a Dracula game would slap hard. Slap all them undead cheeks hard.
Okay, now let's go for the Count's Countdown. Yeah, from Sesame Street. You get an
Not
option
Sesame
to hop
Street.
or run,
Oh,
which is really weird. If you pick hop, that's all you can do. Just hop your way through the whole stage. I've never heard of something like that. Imagine if in Super Mario Brothers, if you had a choice where you could only run or jump. So you pick a number and the count starts talking.
Find 10.
Man, that's weird. So you gotta go around and find the same number or things that add up to that number. So when you finish that, you go up in the clouds and you have to hit the blocks till the numbers come up, and then you hit the bell. That's about the extent of that. Why am I playing this? Okay, so this is Bram Stoker's Dracula on the NES. It's based on the Coppola movie by the same name, just as much as the movie's based on the novel, I suppose. I guess you're supposed to be Keanu Reeves. What's this? Blocks with question marks? Right out of Super Mario
God.
Brothers? Yeah, even the stages are
Don't
kind
be
of
putting that in the universe.
Only
Keanu
seconds
Reeves
into
as
the first
Dracula.
level, I come to a wall. There's nowhere to go. I tried jumping down, but that doesn't work, so I had to fuck about until I found that you're supposed
It'll
to do
somehow
this
end
ground
up with
stomp
him,
thing.
like,
yeah, by jumping in the air
having
and
his
hitting
puppy
down.
killed,
Why the fuck do you gotta do that?
and he goes on a rampage.
The music is just a scrambled mess of 8-bit chaos.
It's like Dracula Jr., the puppy,
I've made it to
murdered
the first incarnation of Dracula,
right beside
a
my
shadow
coffin.
that emerges from the wall.
must go on a
There's not enough
rampage.
time to hit him. You can either get out of the way or try to attack.
Killing
Most of
bitches
the
and
time I can
drinking
only hit him
pickle
when he's
juice.
Going the other way. He's just a pain in the ass. Next, we have another Bram Stoker's Dracula. This game was released on both the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Both versions are pretty much the same. Your sword is a joke. It's about as effective as a butter knife. The gameplay is pretty simple. It's your average platformer. You wander all around, fighting a boring array of enemies and search the place for an exit. You can't go in the exit until you
have
find
this
some
on YouTube?
strange old man who thinks about a weapon. Then you can go find that weapon or head straight to the exit.
I think this is the only one I
What's that
actually
all about?
recognize.
He thinks of a weapon? Can you read
I don't think
minds?
I
Why
played
doesn't he
it,
just
but
give you
I
the weapon and
recognize
say,
it.
"Here, now go to the exit"? It doesn't even tell you that part. The bosses are senseless. The first one has this gravitational pull that sucks you toward him. There's no strategy. You'll never be able to get close enough to attack him and avoid him at the same time. So the only thing that makes sense is to stand right next to him and just keep hitting him and hope that he dies before you do. The strangest enemy
Just
I've noticed
slash
is
off
this
the
green
pickles.
plant thing. It just looks like something's wrong. When I saw another one, I figured out what it is. You see, they're supposed to be coming out of the walls. What's this shit? It looks like it's suspended in the air. Were they too lazy to just flip it around? What I really fucking hate are these goddamn spears. Oh, I mean, fuck. How the hell am I supposed to get past these things? There's no fucking pattern. Your only hope is to dodge the first one and then just run through it. In most games, when you get hit, you're invincible for a brief moment. But here, you have no recovery time. You just take damage till you die, and it can drain all your life in one fast combo. Fuck! Game over? That's it? Overall, it's a mediocre platformer game and a cheap exploitation of the Coppola movie. Wait, who's this? Fred Fox?
What?
Fred Fox? Fred Fox! Oh my god, Fred Fox! Oh my god, it's Fred Fox! Oh, Fred Fox.
Okay, one more.
Wow.
Now, really, this could go on forever.
Some people
Bram Stoker's Dracula on
are
the
just not
Sega
lucky when
CD.
it comes to
I
their
already
actual
commented on
names.
this game in my Sega CD review, but it's just so bad. It has impressive graphics for its time, and it has all these cutscenes where it shows clips from the movie, but it's so badly pixelated and it's pointless.
Yeah, that's
There's also this guy
the
with a
pixels
pipe
are
reading a
pixelating.
book.
Jonathan Hart.
Why? I actually did manage to get to Dracula, at least in his first form, and he looks just as laughable as he did in the movie. But the most ridiculous part is when you die.
What the hell? Is that clip even from the movie? I don't know. Maybe it's from Bill and Ted.
The game looks amazing for its time, but the control is what kills it. It's so awkward trying to jump. You fall through shit and the attacks are so delayed. It's impossible to turn around and hit your enemies before they hit you. You just wish you had a whip or a sword or something. I mean, not
Sounds
your
like the
bare
elite
hands.
from the
All you get
Halo.
is this stupid little kick to kick the fucking rats.
Damn.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I love
It's
how you just
rats and
casually
bats.
read the
How many
elite from
fucking
Halo
games need
for
to have
filth?
bats? Like, seriously, I know it's Dracula, but why do so many games have so many fucking bats?
Seriously, I fucking hate bats.
Jesus Christ. Fucking bat massacre happening.
I'm sick of it all. Morning sun, vanquish me.
Wow. Ugh. What's your favorite species from the Halo series? Well, I mean, if it's your favorite, I guess it takes a little of the sting of reading them for filth. Then nice. Oh my god. That was Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah. That was definitely something.